अभी देखो सर, वो घुमा रहा है कैमरा, दिख रहे हैं लोग ऐसे? हाँ वही वही।
अकी
हाँ देखो देखो।
अकी अकी
चलो ठीक है सर।
लाइट को थोड़ा
ओके सर। मैडम वो एक्टिव कर दिया।
हाँ सितार बजा सकते कितने बजे चालू हुआ?
हमारे हिसाब से तो अभी तक चालू हो जाना चाहिए,
इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ।
బాస్ ఏమి ఇష్యూలు ఏంది? మెయిల్ ట్రిగర్ అవుతుందా లేదా? ఇప్పుడు ట్రిగర్ అవుతుందా లేదా? ओके
ये डाउनलोड कर लिया तो बार बार ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता यूट्यूब से जो इसके कारण ये
నాకు అదొక్కటి జస్ట్ పింగ్ చేయవా నాకు? అదే ఎస్ డేటా అదే ఆ మెయిల్ ఏడా కనిపిస్తుంది, నిన్న టెస్ట్ చేస్తాను సార్. నాకు పంపిమ్మా దాంట్లో మెయిల్ ట్రిగర్ అయిందా ఆ ఆప్షన్ లేనప్పుడు? పంపిస్తే నాకు టెస్టింగ్ అయిపోతుంది కదా, నాకు కావాల్సింది అది కదా. అవును, ఆ చెక్ బాక్స్ పెట్టి అన్నీ ఆటోమేటిక్ పెట్టి చెక్ చేయాలి. నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఎప్పుడు కనెక్ట్ అవుతావు? అబ్బా నేను చెప్పిన ఫంక్షన్ కూర్చున్నాను. ఎవరు పూర్ణిమ సరే నాకు పంపి సరే చూస్తాం ఇంకా అందాక అది మెయిన్ ఒక్కటే కావాలబ్బా. నేను ఫోన్ చేస్తా, నాకు ఒక 10-15 నిమిషాలు కరెక్ట్ కాదు. 8:30కి ఇంటికి వస్తాను నేను. ఏం ఓకే కదా? इसको रिपीट में लगा है भाई। हाँ गाना रिपीट में लगा है। रिपीट में हाँ बाजू
बना के बेच लो।
पावर पॉइंट है फिर क्या करने
मॉडिफाइड
वो लूप करो गाना
अरे बहुत टाइम बंद होगा फिर चालू कर नहीं होना ना लोगों का
Thank you.
दिया है पछू ते दिया है ना बोलतो
फिर कर क्या
12 लाख रुपए का माल कुछ खरीदा भाई वो रिपेयरिंग करा बंदा
पैसा है काम करना अच्छा
तुम्हारे पास कितने हैं
क्या क्या लगाया
कितने का है 300
2650
रिपेयर आ रहा है
महीने में एक बार या दो ये बड़ा पूरा फुल वहाँ पे दिख गया कम कर दे
बस बस
आपसे बात
थोड़ा सा और बढ़ा सकते हैं
थोड़ा बड़ा
बढ़ा रहे
बस बस बस
जब यहाँ आएंगे तो कम करना पड़ेगा तो उनके आंखें में चुभे
हाँ 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 जब यहाँ आए तो So this is what is called Indian style.
यहाँ पे तो लेट होता है
इंडिया में सभी जगह पे लोग टाइम से नहीं आते
7 बजे आ जाएंगे 7 everything will be fine 7 o'clock
6:30.
7 o'clock
Okay, I'm there.
बस तो अच्छा काम किया काफ़ी टाइम
आज दिया
मैंने पैसे देना है मेरा
आज दिया
मैं गया छोटा मोटा क्यों भाई
कहाँ पे ये मैट्रिक्स लगाए नहीं
अब राजगंज जैसे थोड़ी है मुझे क्रिकेट मेरा भी नहीं होता सॉफ्टवेयर देना भी नहीं
कौन आज दिया
आगे भी नहीं हेल्प करे गार्ड के अंदर में भी जब कोई नहीं था मैं था भी उसके साथ काम करे बात करते कैसा देखा
कहाँ पे गए ये पानी निकाल देगा पूरा नहीं मैं ये सब नहीं करती भाई मैं खाली एंट्री के ऊपर ही कॉन्सेंट्रेशन करती हूँ मुझे ये सब नहीं
मत खरीदो बहुत डांट रहा था 3:30 बजे चालू किया 9:30 चालू किया
मैं मैट्रिक्स में करते हैं ना भाई ये सब कहानियाँ नहीं करती ये सब कहानी मेरे ग्राफिक्स करते हैं
आदमी होना किताब बन के भाग
इसलिए बोल रहा ना प्री डिफॉल्ट खाली आर्ट्स करते हैं समझे भाई
पहले से चल जाना
मैंने वो आर्ट की पिटो के रहता हूँ मैं खोल के ट्यूब बाजू रखने के नाम से नहीं हूँ मेरा कुछ अलग प्लान है 3 पीस आर्ट्स रहेंगे खोलना वो सब नहीं आर्ट्स को पिटो के रहता हूँ प्लान
हाँ
आज के लिए यूज़ करेंगे बोल के बोला था।
60 पर
मेरा और एक प्लान है, लोग ऊपर से बंद रहे।
हाइट नहीं कह रहे थे बताओ रोक
नहीं, इसको बंद रहे ना, काट करके बंद रहे। मैं
स्ट्रक्चर आता है हाँ
उसके अंदर ही बैठता है।
अंदर वो घरोठा बनाइए
मैं वो तो
बहुत इन्वेस्टमेंट
ठीक है,
नहीं बनाइए
ये
ना
इन्वेस्टमेंट देख रहे हैं आप, जब 2 ही बच्चे करते हैं, जो आप टैगिंग डाल रहे, टैग निकाल रहे, एडमिट लगा रहे, समझ रहे? ये पूरा लूप होके रहता भाई साहब, ये स्ट्रक्चर जो है ना, ये लूप खाली एक ही एडमिट जाएगा नीचे से। तो थोड़ा माइंड से प्लान करके करना, और आयरन में वर्कआउट नहीं होता। हम आयरन, वो आयरन में वर्कआउट नहीं होता, एल्यूमिनियम में वर्कआउट होता। क्या बात कर रहे हो? फोन में आप बोलो।
आपको ही मैं बोला अंकित को बोला अंकित को नहीं लगना
मैं भी बोला अंकित को फोन करके। मैं बोला भाई, मैं कुछ भाई देखो, अपन इसकी एज लेवल में है, आप लोग के फुकट का क्लियर रखो भाई।
है मेरे पास और क्या है बुलाया तो आपको क्या बोलता हूँ मेरा आदमी खा गया उतना अच्छा नहीं है। एक बार हो चुका मतलब हमारे फादर बोले चाचू और पापा भैया
मालूम है क्या, अभी 4-5 लोग
तो बोले कि जो भी करना है तेरे को तो बोल दो। कैसा फील होता है कि नहीं मैं
ऐसा बोले तो हम भी किसी और कन से ऐसा है ना, मेरे छोड़ी ऐसा। अरे बिट्टू भाई तो मैं बहुत पहले से काम करता हूँ, वही कि डीजे करते थे मुझे डब्ल्यू बिन पे। अंकित को फोन करा था मैं इवेंट के लिए। दाल दूंगा आजकल मैं दाल दूंगा, पेमेंट है 40। अनिला ना इधर उधर घुमा रहा वीडियो कैमरा। लिमिटेड लोग हैं ना, लिमिटेड लोग हैं ना।
तारीख को बोले 2 तारीख की मीटिंग थी
बिट्टू भाई
डायरेक्ट ऑर्डर मेरा
बोल रहा
आप डायरेक्ट नहीं है मेरे
अरे होटल में जो भी है अपना ही है।
होटल होटल नहीं पकड़ता हूँ प्राइवेट पकड़ता हूँ आप ये करना मैं कर लेता हूँ होटल पकड़
होटल का इन्फॉर्म कर देना।
नहीं कुछ नहीं डायरेक्ट मीटिंग क्लाइंट के साथ
अच्छा
सब मेरे लिए डायरेक्ट है आपको छोड़ के एक उसको छोड़ के
हाँ हाँ
और लोगों को बोलना तो किसी से बात करके करना पड़ता हालांकि पहले मैं आपसे बात किया फिर अंकित को बोला हर्ट नहीं होना भैया पहले को बोल दे वो कि भाई ऐसा है
वो स्टार के ऊपर मैच निकल गया।
मेरे को भी समझ में नहीं आया डिज़ाइन है क्या है पकड़ नहीं पा रहा हूँ
नहीं मैच निकल गया, दबाना है यहाँ साइड से दिखता, सामने से नहीं दिखता।
सामने से नहीं दिखा फिलहाल तो
पूरा स्क्रीन लगाया हाँ?
पहली बार लगाया जब पहली बार आई तभी मतलब अखंड नहीं लगाया
अखंड नहीं लगाया। ये अपना 650 बनाया ना?
632 208
208
without the 1.64 into 208 करते
मेरा 144 48 550 का था
मेरा 1.64 into 208 जैसे करो 208 डिवाइडेड बाई 1.64 1.64 into 1.64 का प्लेट जाएगा
नहीं ऐसा नहीं 1.64 into 33 आपका 10/60 है 10/60
32 आया था 1.64 to 1.64
नहीं वैसा हिसाब नहीं मिलता, आप पैनल वाइज गिनना। आपके पास 208 पैनल है, 208 आप हाइट में 6 पैनल डाल रहे हो 6 into 1.64 10 फीट में 6 पैनल। अब आपके पास सोचो विड्थ में 34 पैनल डाले आप
तो 1.64
अभी 6 into 34 204 कितने डब्बे बोला 26 है 208 वो बेकार डब्बा है।
क्या क्या रहा हूँ
मेरे पास भी सेम स्क्रीन है, मेरा आउटडोर है 4 बल्बा है ना इसके लूज है ना, लूज रह मेशा कितने एक्स्ट्रा दिया मेश भिंडी तुम्हारे लेने के ऊपर है, तुम कौन सा ले रहे हो। ये इंडोर है, बाहर दिखता है नहीं। तुम्हारा काम क्या करते हो उसके ऊपर डिपेंड है। मैं संगीत ज़्यादा करता हूँ, मुझे आउटडोर है तो ये काम नहीं हाथ को आ जाता है। B4 ये अपना ये B4 है। ये ग्राफिक है एक ग्राफिक इसमें नहीं आता है, ब्राइटनेस कम रहा। अभी आप 20 ब्राइटनेस लगाए, फिर उसमें 8-10 बहुत होता है। तुम्हारा छोटा है ना, 25 से 27 के बीच में एक का ये होगा 24-25। ये इंडोर का रेट कम रहेगा, इंडोर का रेट ज़्यादा रहता है क्योंकि आउटडोर को मैच नहीं रहता ना। ये 6 महीने में खराब हो रहा तो आउटडोर 8-10 महीने में खराब। क्या है भाई इवेंट है?
भाई एक वीडियो प्ले कर रहा हूँ, देखो। अभी नहीं।
इंटरव्यू वाला
फिर कैमरे को स्क्रीन पे रखें या उनको कैप्चर करें? स्क्रीन पे
पूरे टेस्टिमोनी
सेलेक्ट कर दो। इसको बंद करो, प्ले जो हो रहा है उसको बंद करो। थोड़ा लाइट डिम कर दो। फुल स्क्रीन हो गया?
फर्स्ट यही है ना? हाँ फर्स्ट यही है।
नहीं, लास्ट है।
ये लास्ट
एक एक करो क्या एक एक करो, फुल स्क्रीन करो। कम करो, कम ले करो, कर बोल के करो। हाँ
पॉज।
पीछे करो।
रेडी?
I was not knowing much about the Vaastu Shastra, and I was not believing into the Vaastu Shastra. But after I came in contact with Ravi, and after I had couple of experiences of proper Vaastu Shastra, then I started believing in the Vaastu Shastra. And then I came to know that it is really a science. It is not a religious thing, but it is a science which are having the principles, like mathematics are also having principles, and it is a science where there is a combination of astronomy, astrology, and the elements, 5 elements of earth, and how it helps in developing our life. So, my best wishes to Ravi Rao for his new book on principles of Vaastu for the general public, and I give him best wishes for the book launch.
Congratulations, Dr. Ravi Rao, on publishing one another book, which is Vaastu for Everyone. I would say that we built this hospital, we met Dr. Ravi Rao for the first time, and since last 20 years, it may be a home or a workplace or maybe a social thing, we completely follow the Vaastu. It is not like that challenges does not come. But I am sure when your home is Vaastu compliant, when your workplace is Vaastu compliant, I feel that you can deal with your problems much more easily, and Vaastu compliant places give you a peace of mind, that is for sure. And the new book, which is a Vaastu for Everyone, I am sure that like us, it will help many people to work in their workplaces as well as home. Thank you.
चेंज करो दूसरा ये क्लोज कर दो भैया फोल्डर ऊपर ही रहना डबल क्लिक करो फुल स्क्रीन करो
I've known Dr. Rao for the last more than 10 years, and the way I've seen him work is phenomenal. You know, the energy which he brings to all his projects is uncomparable to anything that I've seen till now. He actually sees his clients and his friends and his family, you know, happy in the space that he is developing for them. This book is an amazing addition to what Dr. Ram does, and it's going to also help people who want to understand basic Vaastu concepts, and I wish him all the best. I've known Dr.
बाय बाय टेंशन नहीं क्लोज करो जी उसको वो आप सीक्वेंस में चलने के लिए बोले ना मैंने वो रैंडम डाल देते हो एक के बाद एक आएगा तो ऐसा तो डिले हो राइट करो प्ले करो
डॉक्टर रवि राव को हम लोग 1995 में मिले और मिलके उनका एक्सपीरियंस और वास्तु का इतना नॉलेज के हिसाब से हम लोग काफ़ी इम्प्रेस हुए और उनका हर प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में जो उन्होंने गाइडलाइन दी हमको और जो उन्होंने हमको बताया वो हमको बिल्कुल परफेक्ट लगा और आज हम उनको इतने सालों के बाद भी उनका एक्सपीरियंस, उनका नॉलेज और उनकी एडवाइस हमेशा लेना पसंद करते हैं। डॉक्टर रवि राव के नए बुक लॉन्च के लिए हम उनको ढेर सारी बधाइयाँ और विश करते हैं कि उनका बुक डॉक्टर रवि राव वास्तु फॉर एवरीवन बहुत कामयाब हो। विशिंग वेरी सक्सेस।
Hello doctor, wishing you very best for your new book launch, Dr. Ravi Rao, Vaastu for Everyone. I'm sure it's going to really guide and help every person who is going to read it. So a big celebration for you and everyone who's connected with this book.
All the best.
All the best, doctor.
क्लोज करो जी चलो प्ले करो
मैं डॉक्टर रवि राव जी को बहुत बहुत हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं देना चाहता हूँ कि वो इस समय अपनी नई पुस्तक, नई बुक वास्तु का लॉन्च कर रहे हैं। मेरी रवि राव जी से मुलाकात आज से 20 साल पहले हुई थी जब मैंने नया घर लिया था गोरखपुर में, और आज तक उनसे मेरा एसोसिएशन एज इट इज चलता है। जब भी मैं कोई प्रॉपर्टी लेता हूँ या कोई इंडस्ट्रीज लेता हूँ या मेरी कोई भी ऑफिस कॉर्पोरेट बनती है तो मैं उसके सलाह के बिना कभी भी नहीं परचेस करता हूँ। तो उनकी वास्तु के अंदर में इतनी अच्छी और इतनी पॉजिटिव एनर्जी रहती है कि आप लोग कल्पना नहीं कर सकते कि उनका बनाया वास्तु कितना पॉजिटिव एनर्जी आता है। हमने ऑफिस बनाया, ये बनाया, उनका एक पाँव एक पद कमला जिसको बोलते वो हमेशा चाहिए और उनके बिना हमें कोई भी सेटिस्फेक्शन महसूस नहीं होता है। और मैं उनको बहुत बहुत हार्दिक अभिनंदन विशेष देना चाहता हूँ कि इस बुक के लिए और आने वाले टाइम में वो और भी प्रोग्रेस करें और ऐसे ऐसे समाज का कल्याण करते रहें।
5-6 साल पहले सर से मिले थे। उनसे मिलके बहुत अच्छा लगा। उनका जो उनके वाइब्रेशंस, उनका जो बात करने का तरीका, मतलब सब चीज़ें सही हो जाएंगी, जो गलत है वो भी सही हो जाएगा।
और अभी हो गया है, जैसे हमने अभी लास्ट अच्छा में मेरे ऑफिस से भी जगह दिखाई सर को, उन्होंने ओके कर दी और उनके हिसाब से हमने वास्तु करवाया है। अभी 2 महीने से वो ऑफिस में शिफ्ट हो गए, तो वहाँ का जो वाइब्रेशन है या जो भी वहाँ जाने के बाद में जो अंदर से खुशी होती है या जो एक अंदर से फीलिंग होती है वो बहुत पहले से बहुत अच्छी है। और मेरी बिजनेस भी मेरे हिसाब से बढ़ रहा है, जितना पहले होता था उससे काफ़ी उसका ग्रो भी हो रहा है बिजनेस का। डॉक्टर रवि राव साहब की जो बुक आ रही है वो सबके लिए बहुत अच्छी रहेगी और सर को भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेसन कि वो भी आगे बढ़े और दुनिया को भी और पब्लिक को भी आगे लेके जाए।
I have been always associated with Dr. Ravi Rao for Vaastu, as a Vaastu consultant. He has always remained a Vaastu consultant for many of our projects across the country. Dr. Ravi Rao is coming with his lovely book called Vaastu for Everyone, and he's going to share his entire experience of more than 30 years of his knowledge about Vaastu and his saying, which is wonderful thing. And we have worked across the country on many of our architecture projects with him. And at the end of the discussion and at the end of the project, there is always a happy and smiling process of our clients, and we are very happy that we have been always working with him. And I congratulate him for this lovely initiative. Thank you so much.
Whenever you should believe in Vastu, तो कुछ होता होगा, एस्ट्रोलॉजी में इतना नहीं मानते। Just shifted, we taken a huge factory, then all the problems had started because हमने जो भी वहाँ पे changes करना था हमारे हिसाब से सब कर लिया। And nothing was working out. कभी रिजेक्शन आया, कभी पेमेंट नहीं आया, कभी पैसा देने के लिए पेमेंट नहीं है, कभी एक्सीडेंट हो गया, कभी छोड़ के चला गया। Every morning there was a new problem. You solve the problem in the afternoon, there was a new problem in the evening. Catch trap. Then we were introduced to Dr. Rao by common friends. वो आए थे, चक्कर लगाया, he could make out that we are having problems. तो आके बोला था क्या मैं I'll recommend a few changes, you have to do it. And his words were मैं कैलेंडर पर 3 महीने के बाद क्रॉस करके जाऊँगा and you will think of expansion. जो उन्होंने बोला था we made those changes and things started falling in place. We could see the changes in 3, 4, 5 months. Everything slowly, gradually, सब कुछ सही धीरे होता गया. I met him out of the curiosity to know about Astro Vastu, and then in a short span of time, he became a really good friend. He visited our home and he gave us certain insight. He selected our new home in 2014. He did a Vastu and gave us some insight tips about the Vastu, and we purchased that home. We spent a great 9 years in that particular home. We studied, we progressed also, and I wish him all the good luck and great success for the book he is going to be inaugurated or he is going to be published, Vastu for Everyone. So I think this book is going to be a great help to the community and to the society. I wish him all the good luck. Thank you.
क्लोज करो, ये फोल्डर ही क्लोज करो। रविनाथ का ओपन करो, पहले वो करो म्यूजिक आवाज दो, लाइट दो थोड़ा सा, हैंड में व्हाट इज माइक सर
welcome to everyone. Thank you very much for being here. I know you don't want to listen too much about the other stuff of architecture and everything from me. So very quickly we put in Dr. Ravi Rao. I know that everybody is waiting for Dr. Ravi to speak. So usually, architecture and Vaastu are two different loggerheads. What we say, they don't accept, and what they say usually do this, we never do it. So that's why, I think with Dr. Ravi, things have been much more easier, and he's been quite accommodative to us for a lot of projects without changing too much of architectural design. So there, I think Ravi, definitely you stand up, apart from probably most other Vaastu consultant, let me not compare you with anyone, but you are your own, your own style of functioning, which is really appreciated. Anyway, thanks very much. We would first start with the lighting of the lamp. Request the ladies, please, Aparna, whether can you please come up, please? Sandra, Sanjana, can you come up?
लाइव दिखाएंगे ना लाइव दिखाएंगे
Wait, please. Lighting of the lamp. It has to be done by the ladies. Anybody else? Priya, please come up, please. Come. No, I think that lighting of the lamp is better by the ladies, please.
कौन है
Please light the lamp.
लाइट है
Kavya. Anybody else? Ladies, please request everyone to please come up, please.
थोड़ा आवाज बढ़ाओ भाई ये कैमरा आकाश
I see one zone lady sitting there. Can you please come up? Please come. Please, don't worry about it.
इसको रिलेटेड है
जब मैं पहला अपना मतलब वर्ड काउंट किया था अपना कोई भी नहीं था मेरे पास खुद ऑपरेट करना पड़ा
Thank you very much to all the ladies. Ravi, Dr. Ravi, can you just briefly have you for 2 minutes on the stage doing a research and please come up and give you the auspicious prasada and also the shawl, please.
स्लो शाबाश डॉक्टर रवि राव
This is from Tirupati Devasanam, I think there's a prasadam and also the shawl.
रेडी डॉक्टर रवि राव अभी कर राइट थोड़ा कम
करेंगे अभी नहीं
An auspicious
हाथ रखो
So we are encouraging Dr. Ravi Rao to also come up to the School of Architecture and probably take Vaastu as a subject, as a topic of discussion. I think the team is basically working on it, Ravi, and you will be very soon put into the IFI network as a district faculty probably to give a brief on Vaastu. There is a short film on Dr. Ravi Rao's journey. Not too long. Request you to kindly have a look at it, please.
प्ले करके रोको भाई रोको पीछे करो
राइट कम कर
बंद कर दे भाई बस
प्ले करो
करो 1 मिनट करो
There is an eternal relationship between human beings and nature. Dr. Ravi Rao, a renowned astrologer and Vaastu expert, has spent his life unraveling the secrets of this timeless connection. the connection between humans and nature. It's a fact accepted by science that nature, with its 5 elements, is intertwined with human beings, who are also made up of 5 elements. It's not about controlling these elements, it's about living in harmony with them. Dr. Ravi Rao, a humanist, has dedicated his life to scientifically studying astrology and Vaastu on the basis of Vedic proofs. The synthesis of Jyotisha, Vaastu, Sankhya and Sanjana guides us towards a harmonious and qualitative life. A pioneer in astrology and Vaastu, Dr. Ravi Rao has made significant contributions to the fields of political astrology, financial astrology, agricultural astrology, industrial Vaastu, sports astrology, corporate Vaastu, Vaastu for homes and villas. His books, A Nation's Prophecy and Sports Astrology, have brought astrological wisdom to a wider audience. A global visionary, Dr. Ravi Rao's holistic approach extends to society and nations. He has become a global torchbearer for this ancient science. His initiatives in Vaastu and astrology are innovative, scientific, and path-breaking in areas such as political predictions, industrial productivity, to the betterment of the society. A lifelong journey. Dr. Ravi Rao's journey began in Visakhapatnam, where his fascination with nature and its influence on human life took root. His education, upbringing, and inquisitive nature led him to discover the profound wisdoms of astrology and Vaastu. Sharing knowledge, Dr. Ravi Rao believes in sharing knowledge. His contributions have been widely recognized and celebrated. Dr. Rao's services are sought by companies from a wide range of industries, including plastics, textile, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, real estate and infrastructure, manufacturing, solar power, retail and printing, among others. He has a track record of helping companies achieve turnarounds and accelerated growth through his Astro Vaastu advice and business logos. He offers industrial Vaastu guidance to new and existing units, as well as for the revival of sick units, guiding them through projects that involve heavy investments. He has also worked with townships and award-winning architects and projects. Innovations and accessibility. Dr. Ravi Rao has embraced modern technology, making this ancient knowledge accessible to everyone by the books he has written. He firmly believes that astrology and Vaastu are not exclusive, but applicable to all. The book launch. Today, we gather here to celebrate the launch of Dr. Ravi Rao's latest book, Vaastu Shastra for Everyone. This book is the culmination of decades of experience and a commitment to making this ancient wisdom accessible to all. Thank you all for being a part of this journey. Let us continue to explore the profound connection between human beings and nature. The journey of astrology and Vaastu by Dr. Ravi Rao continues, enriching the lives of people and strengthening the bond between humanity and nature.
Just a brief about Dr. Ravi Rao. Today we are not going to spend too much time on giving lectures, but I would still request our Honorable Vice Chancellor if you can just come up and speak a little while, sir, please. Just to welcome Dr. Ravi Rao. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Ganesh, please.
Namaste, good evening. Obviously, I was not prepared, and it has to be very external, but I thank Venkat sir and the team for having invited me over. here this evening. Incidentally, I was in IIT Madras earlier before joining the institute here as the Vice Chancellor. And I was just sharing something with some of my colleagues here. I've had long-running arguments, including email with some of the finest scientists about many of these subjects. And fortunately, the arguments end when they stop replying to my emails. Of course, I cannot consider that a victory, but what is interesting is when we meet privately, orally they are willing to accept that, Ganesh, you've got philosophically correct points which we cannot argue against. But very often we come across people who talk about evidence-based work, and the adjective evidence-based seems to be tied up with too many human activities. And with the assumption that evidence-based, when they say evidence-based, it means broad spectrum evidence. It's not single instance-based evidence. This is a very important point, because this broad spectrum thinking has its own limitations. Incidentally, I'm happy that I'm providentially here today, thanks to my friend Professor Munavan, who heads the School of Architecture in the institution. And I keep telling people that be very careful when you deal with. I wish to demonstrate something to you, because it's very important, because we are dealing with science and its interpretations. Please permit me this demonstration. When I was a young assistant professor in IIT Madras, a few colleagues and I used to go to have tea in the canteen. And they were science and engineering people. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this as much as others have enjoyed, And they used to pull my leg. They were very good friends, and among friends we enjoyed pulling each other's legs. So these chaps told me, of course they're no longer chaps, they're also retired, some of them are retired, as I have. And they said, Ganesh, you're a professor of management, but you're teaching management, so you're getting a salary for bullshitting. You understand, no? So because the assumption was everybody can manage. Why do you need a formal body of knowledge in management? And believe me, my dear friends, I didn't know how to respond to them for quite some time. And I used to pray to every conceivable God in every religion, Can you get me some relief from this kind of taunting kind of behavior? Because I was okay because they were very good friends, otherwise we used to. Then the answer came one day, and I'm sure you're going to love this, okay? I'll take this chair for a minute. I hope the hotel staff will forgive me for something that I'm going to do. I won't break the chair, you can be sure. I think you can hear me, right? So once in the canteen trip, I just asked them, what is this object? And my friend said that, why are you asking what's this object? You know what it is. I said, no, just tell me. It's just going to take you a nanosecond to tell me what this object is. He said, of course it's a chair. I said, fine, it's a chair. But I'm going to do something and I want you to. Is there any problem? No, I won't break the chair. I said, okay, I'm going to do something to this chair, and I want you to observe and tell me exactly what's happening. He said, okay. Then I kicked the chair. Of course, that chair was a plastic chair, so it flew away. This chair is much more solid. I kicked the chair. Because unless we become mad, why are you kicking the chair? I said, the point of the kick is not about the chair itself, but I want you to understand a certain truth. You are all guys who work with science. And do you agree that if I give you the vector, the mass distribution of the chair in the center of mass,
the friction between the chair and the floor, and the air dynamics within this canteen, you should be able to draw up all your differential equations and predict the response of the chair to my kick stimulus. Thank you. No, I think you can hear, no? Venkat, I'll tell you something. Please avoid technology whenever you can. This is very important.
Thank you very much.
I mean, we have screwed up this planet sufficiently with it. I'm not against technology. If somebody has to come from Bangalore to Hyderabad today in a few hours, you need the technology of the aeroplane. You can't do it otherwise. But we have to be very careful. And I will, thank you for this opportunity. I will be hopefully useful to every friend here in the evening. Okay? I said, you can draw up all the differential equations and predict the behavior of the chair. I said, of course, yes. It's an object.
Best photo.
Then I said,
Best.
shall I kick you? I said, what are you saying? I told them, the point is this. When I kick you, I was talking to one of them, obviously, one of the 3 or 4. I said, your response is not going to be the same with every kick. Whereas for the chair, the response is going to be identical with every identical kick and identical conditions. Very important. And I told them, if I kick a human being, I can get, for one kick, I can get over 10 possible responses. And I can't predict which response I'm going to get. So I told them, I think I got the measure that day of them. I said, if I get my salary for bullshitting, you guys are getting your salary for triviality. I think you understand. So you're just talking simple stuff which can be done. I agree, maths is there. I'm not saying it's non-trivial. But the point is, you're not really giving insights. I've had running arguments on other areas also, Mr. Ravi Rao. Just talking about homeopathy. Okay, and please allow me, because these are very important for everybody. I'm sure there are some evidence-based doctors also here, maybe. But I want to tell you something. My family has been using homeopathy for 40 years, and that includes our 9 dogs at a particular point in time. So the placebo argument has to be put into the dustbin. I mean, don't give me this bull that dogs know what is placebo and what's not placebo. So this kind of, somewhere, people are not understanding the deeper science that has actually gone into Indian traditional philosophical thought. This is very important. And it was just this morning in a different context, I was narrating in an educational context, I'm sharing with you about this fixation with Bloom's taxonomy in our education system. You say, you follow
Lightning,
Bloom's. I think
sound.
Narayana was there this morning. And then I was sharing with my friends, I'm almost through, so that I shouldn't talk to them. It's not fair, but I'm almost through. I was just telling people that there are traditional Indian knowledge systems which are clearly, provably superior to Bloom's taxonomy, not making Bloom's taxonomy itself useless. That's wrong. That's not the idea. But beautifully, you can integrate Bloom's taxonomy into what we are going to do. It's possible, and we can build a superior system. Unfortunately, we seem to be West fixated, and somewhere, I think India is like Hanuman. You need somebody else to tell you that you're strong. It's very sad, understanding the strength that is within. But I'm sure that with the kind of evidence that Mr. Ravi Rao and his colleagues will share, I'm sure there will be some sense driven. We have to be understanding one thing. There is a difference when you come to human beings. Those guys were studying chairs. They forgot that I was studying them. Thank you very much.
Sir, if you permit me, I'm still using the mic, sir.
You may not be able to.
No, I truly don't have the volume of what you have. So, thanks very much, sir. So, we are going to have a small little science film. Can we take this? It's just going to take 5 minutes and then, yes, we are going to move on with Dr. Ravi Rao very soon.
Thickness to height की ratio.
It's actually sand art AV. Would you like to see it first and then we'll explain what this land art thing is all about.
भाई ऑडियो ऑन करो आने रुको 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 ऑडियो करो 1 मिनट चलो रुक जाओ प्ले
मास्क ही निकल रहा है
समय जितना
वीडियो में बना है उससे कुछ नहीं होता
तेजस्वी
फुल स्क्रीन आ रहा है
संस्कृति जैसा कीर्ति वैदिक विज्ञान की
सिनेमा
में
स्टॉप में कुछ मत करो मैं भी बढ़ा सकता हूँ
यानी
दूसरा फिर बढ़ेगा
वास्तु शास्त्र। क्या आपको पता है जैसे नई इमारत के निर्माण में भूमि पूजन हमारी परंपरा है, वैसे ही वास्तु के मुताबिक निर्माण करना भी हमारी प्राचीन परंपरा है। तो क्या है ये शास्त्र? प्रकृति की 5 तत्व हैं: वायु, अग्नि, पृथ्वी, आकाश और जल। और मनुष्य स्वयं इस प्रकृति का हिस्सा है। तो इन 5 तत्वों के साथ सामंजस्य स्थापित करके कोई भी व्यक्ति तनाव मुक्त और खुशहाल जीवन का निर्माण कर सकता है। और इस सामंजस्य का सेतु है वास्तु शास्त्र। इस शास्त्र में है अविनाशी ज्ञान का भंडार। हम जानते हैं कि ब्रह्मांड की रचना और संचालन ग्रह नक्षत्रों पर आधारित है, जिनको सही दिशा में ढालकर हम हमारी तरक्की का मार्ग सुनिश्चित कर सकते हैं। हर दिशा और उनसे उत्सर्जित तरंगों से ही प्रकृति निर्मित होती है और उसका प्रभाव हरदम बना होता है। तो वास्तु शास्त्र प्रकृति के इसी रहस्य का ज्ञान वह शास्त्र है। वास्तु पुरुषा नमस्तेस्तु भूशय्या मत प्रभो मद्रेहम धन धान्यादि समृद्धि कुरु सर्वदा। इस शास्त्र की मदद से प्रकृति के साथ सामंजस्य बनाकर हम संतुलित और शांतिपूर्ण वातावरण का निर्माण कर सकते हैं। ये सामंजस्य तनाव कम करता है और उन्नति के मार्ग पर आगे बढ़ने में ऊर्जा देता है। भारत के अमृत काल में वास्तु को शिक्षा में शामिल कर हमारी इस परंपरा से नई पीढ़ी को अवगत करके हम उनका भविष्य भी उज्जवल बना सकते हैं। क्योंकि ये शास्त्र के ज्ञान से सकारात्मक ऊर्जा, सफलता, शिक्षा, सांस्कृतिक जागरूकता, नई सोच, सृजनात्मकता जैसे विभिन्न लाभ प्रदान हो सकते हैं। न केवल आने वाली पीढ़ी बल्कि ये विज्ञान पूरे परिवार के लिए आशीर्वाद बन सकता है। सकारात्मक ऊर्जा निर्माण, शारीरिक व मानसिक स्वास्थ्य, व्यापार में उन्नति और समृद्धि को प्रदान करने का सामर्थ्य भी इसी विज्ञान में है। भारतीय वास्तुकला के ये अभिन्न अंग का सही उपयोग करके किसी भी इमारत, व्यापारिक संस्था, भवन, घर, फ्लैट जैसे किसी भी निर्माण को ऊर्जावान और सुख का धाम बना सकते हैं। आप सही सोच रहे हैं कि ये शास्त्र किस तरह काम करता है। आइए जानते हैं। हमारे चारों तरफ अदृश्य रूप से सकारात्मक व नकारात्मक ऊर्जा का निरंतर प्रवाह गतिशील होता है। वास्तु शास्त्र के पालन से निर्मित घर इन ऊर्जा में से सकारात्मक ऊर्जा को बढ़ावा देता है और नकारात्मक ऊर्जा को रोकता है। क्योंकि प्रकृति के साथ सही सामंजस्य करके निर्माण हुआ है, जिसकी वजह से भौतिक और आध्यात्मिक गुणधर्म के बढ़ावे से सुख, शांति और समृद्धि में वृद्धि होती है। इस शास्त्र का गहन अभ्यास शायद आज की भागदौड़ भरी लाइफ में हमसे मुमकिन ना हो पाए, लेकिन उसको आसान भाषा में हर कोई समझ सके। ऐसे जरिए से पुस्तक के रूप में प्रस्तुत किया है डॉक्टर रवि राव ने। आंध्र प्रदेश के विशाखापट्टनम में जन्मे डॉक्टर रवि राव बचपन से ही जिज्ञासु स्वभाव के रहे हैं। प्रकृति के प्रति इनकी जिज्ञासा ने इन्हें प्रकृति, ज्योतिष एवं वास्तु के सूक्ष्म एवं वैज्ञानिक अध्ययन के लिए प्रेरित किया। साथ ही ज्योतिष एवं वास्तु के जटिल ज्ञान को सरलतम रूप से संग्रहित कर इसे जन साधारण को उपलब्ध कराने को प्रेरित किया। डॉक्टर रवि राव की कोशिश है कि प्रकृति के इस अखंड सत्य को वो हर मानव तक पहुंचा सके, जिससे सनातन विज्ञान ज्योतिष से हर एक मानव लाभान्वित हो, जीवन को सार्थक दिशा और दशा प्रदान करे। निश्चय ही इससे आम लोग सरलता पूर्वक समझ के इसका लाभ उठा सकेंगे। डॉक्टर रवि राव अध्ययन के सागर में डुबकियां लगाकर इस ज्ञान रूपी मोती को चुन पाए हैं, जिसकी माला तोड़कर वो जन जन की जिंदगी को अलंकृत कर रहे हैं। उनके इस अत्यंत सराहनीय पहल के साक्ष्य आज हम सभी पर स्वयं को भाग्यशाली महसूस कर रहे हैं। उनकी अनवरत कोशिश में ये पुस्तक एक ठोस कदम है। ज्ञान जो जन साधारण मनुष्य के काम ला सके, वो विष के समान है। अपने ज्ञान को अपनी इस नई पुस्तक के द्वारा सार्थक कर रहे हैं डॉक्टर रवि राव, क्योंकि मानव एवं देश कल्याण उनका ध्येय है, जिसकी झलक हम उनके इस सराहनीय काम में प्रत्यक्ष भी देख रहे हैं। हम सभी के लिए ये पुस्तक उनकी एक अनुपम भेंट है। निश्चय ही हम उनके ज्ञान से खुद को लाभान्वित कर सकेंगे। Presenting to you all Vaastu Shastra for Everyone by Dr. Ravi Rao.
That was a brief about Dr. Ravi Rao. Dr. Ravi Rao is basically a PhD in astrology and Vaastu. That's a very rare combination anyway. And also, now we'd like to invite Dr. Ravi. Can you please come up onto the stage? So the book has already been leaked by Amazon. So we are still unveiling the book here. Ravi Chandra sir, please. Ajay Mishra sir, Govindari garu. Vice Chancellor garu. Yes sir. We'll just help out in unveiling the book, sir, please.
तुम करो हाथ से। एक मरी होम वाले के पास गया, बताता हूँ फ्लैट के पैसे नहीं देता।
Can I request the Bobber over also, please, sir?
बड़ा भाई
Yeah, should I say what you please, sir, or
तुम काम करो बस रहने दो, बराबर है।
can we get a nice applause, please? Thank you very much.
कौन व्हाइट शर्ट में
लास्ट का हो भाई, मैंने बेटा है उसका, ये जो बैठा है ना बीच वाला, लोफर वाले का बेटा। हेलो రేపు వస్తున్నా ఈవెంట్కి ఎల్లుండి
Round of applause, please.
ఫోన్పే చేయాలా నీ గూగుల్ పే చేయాలి ఏం చేస్తావు
We request you if you can just stay back for just 1 minute, please.
వస్తున్నా
Can we get the shawls and
भाई जिसको बाहर अंदर बुलाना था बाहर बुला दिया फिफ्टीन लिए क्या
मुझे लेना है
कार
हाँ?
मैं कार
प्रो लेता हूँ
14 है ये 13
ये 11 है भाई छोटा है अपना
14 प्रो मैक्स को
अच्छा है ये बच्चा दुबई जा रहा है 20 तारीख
15 ले लो
हाँ
15 प्रो ले
उससे मंगा लेता हूँ
Ravi,
दे
can
दिया
you
उसका
also
ऐसे
hand
ऐसे
over
काट दे
the
दिया
shawls to
5 पर के लाने के बाबा
Ravi Chandra sir,
कितने
please?
एक दो
एक ही भाई
कितने का पड़ रहा
पता नहीं यहाँ पर ले लो नहीं 14 प्रो का
15 लो
15 प्रो ले लो बस ना
15 प्रो मैक्स
मैक्स लो प्रो बस
प्रो भी अच्छा है मैक्स भी अच्छा है
यही सही रहेगा ना इससे बड़े
प्रो मैक्स है ये
कितने रहेगा
Ravi,
प्रो मैक्स कितना ही
we
रहेगा
request
14 है
sir.
14 प्रो मैक्स ये अच्छा है 15 से कंपेयर करें
ये अच्छा है ये अच्छा है
ये हीट नहीं हो रहा बट अपडेट जैसा हुआ वो लौड़े लगे
हाँ खत्म
ऐसा गुस्सा आ जाता हमारा बेकार हो गया फोन
फिर आगे
Can you go in the research?
हो गया
So that's a very interesting yantra which you are holding in your hand going the research. If you can look at that yantra, I think it's
Light नहीं भी लगा था तो काम चलेगा।
Probably Dr. Ravi will tell you a
Light
little
नहीं भी
more
लगा तो
about
काम
the art. Yes.
अब मेरी गांड करिए मैं क्या करूँ
Honorable Vice
अपन सजेस्ट करते हैं
Chancellor,
हर चीज़ रखो
Dr. Ravi.
कल को बोलेंगे लाइट नहीं है ये तो फोन से तो
Shri Babu Honorable. Very good. Yes. We wish to thank everyone for making it here, and it's been a really memorable evening. Ravi, would you like to please start with your presentation and your speech, please? May I present Dr. Ravi Rao, please? Yeah.
हमारे हाथ में नहीं है होटल के अंदर नहीं यूट्यूब लाइव भी चल रहा ना रहने दो म्यूजिक बंद कर
Good evening, all of you, distinguished guests, and friends, colleagues, and teachers, and who are watching this program all across the globe from various parts of the world. Thank you very much for calling me here for book launch. I have no words to say. When Venkat said, "You forget everything, you come here," then it is added with Suraj Thakur. He said, "No, you will do it in Hyderabad, you must do it." It is bit, I would say, I take the pride. At the same time, I learned my first Vaastu lessons in Hyderabad, way back in 90s. And I studied in one of the Universal College of Astrology, and my Guruji's son is also here, Sri Ravi Rao. And my senior Samasura is there, a leading astrologer, practitioner, and teacher, and professor. And there is one Mr. Dr. Raja, who is heading Jyotisha, Sanskrit, Jyotish Yoga Shastra, University of Florida, and is a chancellor who has been kind enough to attend this function. On the other side, I must thank ICFI, which designs the future spaces of the country and the world. And the many faculties are here. I bow down to you. Thank you for coming here. And my childhood friends, my cousins, all of them are here. So they saw me all. Talking in front of them, in front of all of you is a bit nervous. But one thing I'm very comfortable to say is, you all don't know, but I'll give you something. The epicenter for Vaastu is Hyderabad. It is this city which has sent waves across the world. Every Hyderabadi person, whosoever, wherever they stay, in 90s onwards I've been watching. So most of the consultants are from Hyderabad. They used to go across the world and they used to say, he is a consultant from Hyderabad. So I moved out of Hyderabad in 92. Then I moved to Delhi. From Delhi another 3 years. Then I moved to Gujarat. I still remember the first day of my landing in Hyderabad. And the same day feeling is here today. Because I never made any attempt to become a Vaastu consultant or an astrologer. I just got drifted away. Started as a hobby, as a teacher. Started experimenting. First experiment was to my friend who attempted a suicide for not clearing CA final examination on paper. That was the 90s, you know. He failed 3 times after clearing it. Then there was another house. The daughter was not getting married. And another house, they had huge debts. They could not complete. Somebody was not getting a job despite having the best qualifications. 90s, you all know, there is reservation system, there is Mandal Commission, unemployment, there are so many issues. So for a year or two, I was just experimenting with whatever little I know, a bit of astrology, a bit of Vaastu, merging these two things. I myself was a non-believer, as he rightly said. There's always a question. If you live in Delhi like JNU, IIT, they always challenge you to the core. So I should take the challenge with a smiling face. I used to use this science blindly, the principles. Never wanted to predict, but I want to see how this combination would work. To my surprise, every time I would attempt something, it exactly turned out to be planned. Then I would study what formula worked, how it worked. I started making the notes. After a year or two, I wanted to get back to my job and I wanted to get back to Andhra. Then my friend took me from Chennai to Delhi. He said, "No, you are very good at it. Please continue. I won't let you go anywhere." So this started for 3 years. I did not tell at home that I'm doing this. I was just dodging everything. So I was keeping busy on Sundays and Saturdays. It started on like that. When people started getting results, they kept on referring to one another. My first foreign travel was in 96, 97 to Australia, Singapore. I used to have one panchang with me, a notepad and a pen. I used to do, I would say experiment is fine. The science of time is astrology, science of space is Vastu. Your life is in between these two things. No matter what. One we can do something, with one we cannot do anything. You have to choose. Your game is lies in between these two things. If you want me to explain scientifically, nature has kept something to itself which doesn't want to believe. Better respect it. Nature has something which has given to you as a full free will. You can do whatever you want. Like most of them are here like that. You can all raise your hands. You may have a graduation in biology, but you end up in civil engineering. You may end up mechanical engineer, but end up as a builder. I ended up with something else, I am doing something else. So, willpower can give you whatever you want to do. The free will is there, 1/3 free will is there. 1/3 nature doesn't reveal to you. Then why people blame God, blame astrologers, blame Vaastu consultants, even blame parents for that matter. But what they don't know is, it is their own script, the prarabdha. They come here with their own script. Then you can't blame anybody. Then whom will you blame? What options do you have? Like you have system. If you can't pay your EMI, the NCLT, all this is not there. Liquidation is not there. You can negotiate and postpone your, unlike the financial world, I have so many assets, I have so many liabilities, you add up to this, you get the net worth. Unfortunately, with nature, there is no net worth system. Good is good, bad is bad. When bad, you have to negotiate. You have an option to postpone it. But what you are dealing with is your dealing with. Those options, if you microly, if I watch it, I am glad most of you are having Vaastu knowledge. I am sure all of you have, most of them have. Because now my position today as a speaker here is very dicey. People used to hate me because Rao को बुलाएंगे तो घर को बोलेगा, घर change करने के लिए बोलेगा. You will ask bedroom to change, you will ask shift the toilet, shift the, all these things were in their mind. They go through their mind. So nobody will be warmly welcoming Vaastu consultants. And now moreover, there is a body like Tridai. Now they are into government building regulations, not government building, any building regulations, and there are so many mass houses. So how did this evolve? Is it, can somebody take credit or somebody can say that this man has brought this Vaastu back? No. Vaastu is known for its own worth, long ignored, much exploited over the ages. We have lost so many Shastras, we have lost so much of literature during ancient time. The first reference of Vaastu, you will get it through Mayamatam, through Vishwakarma in Mahabharata. The Indraprastha was there. Then it is referred in many more scriptures and it has been practiced. Over the centuries, we have been devastated with all these things, but still the subject survived for centuries because of its own worth. Now, why this has come back in the modern world? Yes, one thing is technology, one thing is people's testimony. People who experience, they don't have any kind of fancy thing that let us spend more money on Vaastu, let us do a kind of consultation. No. It is by word of mouth, by experience, it has gone. Then my situation is, whom am I writing? Why should I write the book? I am happy with my consultation, I am happy with traveled over 70 or 40 countries. This is my 30th year of practice, I would say. We have seen COVID, we have seen many challenges. So a knowledge which you acquire, you practice, you go through everywhere, you see the same principles working again and again. I know one day if you die, all of them will go with you, like library, the whole library is gone with you. Then I wanted to write something which is acceptable as a Shastra then there are so many methods, there are so many techniques, there are so many people who are practicing the subject. And am I representing the whole Vastu Shastra? The answer is no. How much do I know? I can tell you today, after 30 years of my various branches of astrology, I know more than 30 branches of astrology. In consultation, we don't know how many branches I have. I dare to sit and give a solution to the person who's sitting across from me. If solution works, there is a movement. There is no solution, there is nothing. Like that. God is great. He is helping me. My Guru is great, who supported me all the way. I will be successful. But coming to the book point, I wanted to write a book which should help a common man. Because this subject was there in ancient time along the side of king. King used to have their own poets, and they used to have a person who knows medicine also should know astrology. A person who advises to the king should also know Vastu and astrology. This was the state of affairs in ancient times. You can refer to ancient kingdoms, all these things. So today, if you really ask me, all the academia, all the senior most officers of the government, they all must know the subject so that they can help a sustainability, longevity to the structures, buildings, decision making, infrastructure. If you ask me, the 200 years of British era, we inherited certain wrong architectural practices. That is why if you travel across India, you will find many styles of designs from the point of living. So the bottom line is, any space is not a space. Don't think space is just a dwelling where you have to sleep and you have to move on. In between, what happened, there was a stage where this particular housing has become a commodity, like a speculative commodity. People would buy at some price and they would speculate after some time and sell it. Today, people are buying for themselves. I will reveal something interesting. Vastu will apply to you whether you are in a rented property or you are in a owned property. It applies to all. Yes, it doesn't apply if you are staying a day or 2 or 15 days or so. If you are staying more than 1,000 days, it's going to apply to you. So, my situation is, if I more speak about it, you see that you are pairing. That means, how is my house, how is my office, I can't do any change, all these things will come into picture. But I clear my position very clearly. If you already purchased a house, don't fear not for anything. Just see if there is a stress point in your life. Because most of them here are either a father or a boss or a CEO or a brother or anyone whosoever, a housewife, whosoever there. You all try to give happiness to your respective families, just to your professional careers. But first thing you must understand is, this is not something which you should fear and then do manipulation to whatever places you have. Don't do that. Pray that you should get a chance to make modifications if possible. Second category, people who are going to make houses, leave no point what I mentioned in the book. I have written just 12 chapters, maximum 12 chapters. I am not going to challenge, but my submission of 30 years experience I put in the book. One submission I make is, if any one of you follow the book, all points, whatever I covered, in clear format, if you make a house and if you stay, no matter what, where it is, anywhere in the world, stay there for 5 years and you will call me, I'll be alive for 5 years more, definitely for sure. We will share a happiness and you will yourself will say, Vastu really works. I've kept this language, I kept the points so simple for all of you, so that first thing is, don't fear for anything whatever you have. So for people who are making a house, give one chance to Vastu, not to the villa. That one chance will take you long way. You are giving smiles to a lot of future generations in that one particular stroke. If you are making a house, it's good. If you are not making a house, people who can afford, I will tell them, you make a house testing Vastu principles for yourself wherever you want. You will not be let down with the subject. and give me not a single chance to escape that my point is not been proved. Because I've gone through this subject 30 and odd years. Now, another challenge for me. People say he's too busy, he's very expensive, he's not accessible. All these things are there. But I don't take anything. But none of them has said in 30 years' time, I have not got result. That is where what I present myself to you in this podium here today. You follow it, you get the result. That's what my submission is. One, humble submission. Second, why with ICFI? Because today, architecture is expanding rapidly. It is not a serious branch of astrology for India. Even 2-tier, 3-tier cities don't have architects even today. We have doctors. You take the population census versus number of doctors, number of engineers, number of chartered accountants, you will find architects of the least in the number. If I am not wrong, India has only 75,000 architects for 1.5 million population. It is unfair. Yes, like in my subject, only Vaastu may not work properly. Vaastu blended with astrology really worked very well. Because astrology gives you insights into many things. Because it is called Vedanga, Jyotisha. Jyoti means light, light means to see darkness. It's not destination. It will show light on something what is there for you. So an astrologer will be in a position to read the language of karma. He will be able to guide you so that you can decide what to do, what not to do. Again, these two subjects are well adjusted in academics, they will be able to guide. In my earlier book of sports astrology, I should tell, don't scold somebody who doesn't score good marks. Don't blame them. Education is not meant for them. Those are the people who made it very big in the sports. Like Muhammad Ali, he was a rough man. Like Wayne Rooney, fantastic footballer or forward. So it is a mentor who gives a Midas touch to them to become somebody. Today, how many of you can think of sending your children who are brilliant to become politicians? Probably not. At the most, you ask her, they should be in civil services. Or if he says, I want to be a cricketer or footballer, you say, bag is out, everything is out, and you lock him in the room. You don't hear what exactly he's trying to say. You don't give a chance to them because everything is revolving around economics. And there is a society is divided, so they're confused. They see, but how do they become the best of theirs? So to make a family happy, the house becomes the nucleus. The point I'm making here is, I've handled companies where there are 10 lakh employees. There are Fortune 500 companies, billionaires of the world. I made houses across the world for very richest people. But when I look at them, their CEOs, their head of the departments, they all look bizarrely and they say that, what about us? They have their own issues. They give 12 hours, somewhere the people give 15 hours of their life to their bosses. And they make the company float, they make the company grow very big. If you look at them, their personal lives are challenged. Not only abroad or India, I'm talking about even in India. If you see top people of the country, not from business point of view, from bureaucracy, from military, they have many challenges behind them. They can't express because they don't have time. Their time, everything is stressed. But simply sitting one room or one wall or one entrance is what is causing them the disturbance, which they can't make out. If you try to go and tell them, they say it's the government quarter. In Delhi, I must have known not less than 3,000 houses. And everywhere they say it is CPWD, some other department, they say this is not possible and this is what is given. So thereby they curse somebody else and they go through all this thinking that their dharma is bad, their bad luck is there. It's not that. Why this is important? Because like an astrologer Vaastu combination is going to become a fantastic journey. I myself is an example, but I know many people are going to be in the future. But an architect, by the time he completes a degree, he has got many options. project management, interior designing, elevation, structural. There are so many you can go. But the point is, if the architectural person feels Vaastu is part of his daily, his own knowledge. You don't have to have a huge knowledge of Vaastu. If you have fundamentals of Vaastu, if it part and parcel of your own system, because you think make space, functionality you bring to the structure, whatever structure is there, if you apply Vaastu to that, definitely the project is going to be successful, it's going to be on time, it is going to be within the budget. At the same time, you will be able to deliver a lot of happiness to people who are occupying it. At least the investor or the owner will not feel that something I missed out. So you should start from that very point. I am sure anyone who follows this method of approach towards their career, I mark my words, you will be making very big in your own line of career. That's one of the best boons. It's not about me or about my subject or about my book. This subject is your very birthright because you are born in this very country. This is Mati ka putra. Is Mati ka knowledge aapke paas. Like he said, we are Hanuman. Somebody has to remind us what is our real strength. If yoga and Vaastu are well practiced, we don't need anything else. We have got enough knowledge with us. That knowledge can take us long and far and very happy. There are some confusions about this subject, which method, and regionally it has tampered very badly. For instance, Gaumukhi, Shairmukhi, dead ends, road gates, there are so many concepts. Everything is very clearly given. One example I would like to bring it, I don't know whether to speak or not, but I will try to idea something said in this city of Hyderabad. Before this book, I written political sports astrology. Before that, I wrote sports astrology, political astrology, sports, no book there. When this earlier office was there for the state of Chief Minister's office, the camp office was there. You must be knowing the camp office opposite to ITC office. Remember that office? No chief minister would want to sit there. You all have heard? What was it? You all have heard. I don't have to discuss it. It's in public domain. But that time the opinion was sorted and many people discussed. We too said, some person said, don't do this kind of, this is not this practice, this is Shairmukhi plot. So Shairmukhi plots are not prepared sometimes. And when people start experiencing it, then they started moving away from there and they did not occupy. Many things have happened, which we could witness all those. But government is on one side, the political belief on the other side. So when I see all these things, there is always mythology is on one side and science is on the other side. Logic on one side, other than logic on the other side. So I would say, today I can say that the dichotomy will remain always. Day will say night is not there, and night will say day is not there. Good, bad theory is there. So believing, non-believing theory also will be there for so long as sun and moon exists. But I would say something. Probably where science ends, this subject begins, I would say today. And still I'm a student. Mind you, 30 years is not enough. If you fall into this Vaastu astrology, even 100 years life is not enough to complete this subject. It is so vast. Started as a non-believer, started catching up with one after the other. So the day 94 I got busy with one of the clients. Till now I have not taken rest. Till now I have not thought is enough. Yes, some milestones are my books. My books is basically, and it's very difficult to write a book because to conceive an idea, to transmit it into a book is very difficult. Handling client is easiest thing because you know what you are going to do, what to do, what not to do. But a book is not like that. You have to read so many number of times, you have to cover the entire topic, convey it. Sometimes the ideas won't come. Sometimes suddenly ideas will come. You have to jot down. But I feel this, honestly I can say that I read many times before it published. this book will not disappoint as a common reader if you read it casually. You are a father, you are a boss, you are an administrator, you are a brother, you are somebody who's going to take care of somebody or the other. This book will not let you down. If they're housewives, if they read this book, if they follow all the points, they will be able to hold the house more perfectly, more progressively, more successfully. I'm not saying that difficulties won't come, difficulties will come, their nature has it, but you will be able to navigate yourself very well. So I think this book, I brought it in a very small factor. I covered only 12 chapters because I wanted to limit to common man's life, and it is going to be quite useful. I'm happy that some of the universities in Gujarat, some of the universities in Hyderabad, Mr. Raja's University, they are not going to have this as a study curriculum. I'm going to come up with some kind of a easy examination system wherein if anyone who clears this or understands, just test is only to say how much you will take. So there's no confusions. Give one chance to ask, you will see happiness and you will be able to progress. Absolutely, I have no doubt. I'm not saying that does perfect Vaastu house, perfect Vaastu home will give success. What about Prarabdha? What do you do then? If a perfect Vaastu home, if I go to sleep, I get good sleep. If I think, I get best thoughts. If I take decisions can be best. That's what Vaastu can propel you to whatever you want to become in life. So don't be blinded by things that you think Vaastu can change fortune, Vaastu can really give you success and money. No. Vaastu can give you whatever you do, the ultimate destination of that can make you experience that. So I want to make this subject very simple and lucid and easy for you. I'll be awaiting for your comments and anytime any reply. But 5 years is the time I'm giving you. You make any property which is based on these principles read in the book. I will again have one more session with you to understand, and your experiences we will share to the world. So I'm happy to share that some students wanted to learn this from Western world to Eastern world. I'm happy to teach them. As you know, time and distance are right, but COVID has taught us a lot online and all that. So I'm quite happy. I will be taking more sessions here. And any questions you have, I would like to take. Before that, I would like to thank my Guruji and Mr. Chiranjeev for coming here, and Professor Rao who has come here, and all of you who are sitting here in the class. Because I always used to speak among the clientele whom I know, the crowd I know, if you see in the other areas. But this is a crowd who I've never met. You all are new. Sir has come there. Thank you so much. And you are new at the same time. I feel Hyderabad being my ground for education, where I learned my first lessons of astrology Vaastu. So it is more always privileged and honored to be among you. And I would like to learn more things as I progress in life. And I seek all your blessings through this book. And I hope this knowledge and Vaastu Purusha and Vishwakarma will help every one of you for a long, long time. One more thing is, this Vaastu Shastra, which is traditionally is by Vishwakarma. We have Vishwakarma Jayanti in September month, normally we do. That is the instrumentation. We used to worship. But I've seen this kind of practice of praying earth, praying instruments from Mexico to China to Singapore to Hong Kong to everywhere. But we are now catching with faster line, we are not able to follow our traditions. Just give one chance to this. This will make you definitely a promising journey. I thank one and all for listening today. I would like to take any question that you have, I would like to answer. Yes, book you have not read. The book is ready for reading. Any doubts you have with respect to subject or with respect to anything else, you can always ask me. And dear Venkat, there are no words to explain to him because I just landed last night knowing nothing. And I met him at 3 o'clock today. And he said, 20 years of association. So I work with most of the architects across the globe, and one of the finest gentlemen as not only an architect, as a human, as a spiritualist, and like good friend who is always there for me. And Shivraj is no doubt he is into developing properties, but he does follow sincere Vaastu and happiness he shares, and that's overwhelming for me in seeing all of you together. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thanks very much, everyone. There are notepads in front of you. In case you have any queries, request you to please write down, and you can give the copies to us. We'll probably forward it to Ravi for his replies and queries on any doubts, any clarifications required, or probably would be answered very, very quickly. That's number one. Number two, before we leave the venue, this is a small little return gift for everyone. Again, it is something to do with nature. So, Soumya, can you come and explain the usage of the book while I distribute it, please? Zarna also, please, both of you, can you come up onto the stage?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being present here. My name is Sharma. I am associated with Dr. Ravi Rao sir, and I am from Hyderabad. Now, the return gift which we are giving right now, this is a notebook, a pencil, and a bookmark which you can use, and then you can plant it. So you just have to, it is plantable, it has seeds in it, and it will give a very beautiful plant of marigold, and in some time some beautiful flowers. So please use it. As you know, we all are associated with Rao today, Dr. Rao today, and Vaastu is a subject which is also associated with nature. कोई और बेटर गिफ्ट नहीं हो सकता था। डॉक्टर राव को आप याद करेंगे ये फ्लावर्स देख के, और हम सबको याद करेंगे। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of the evening. It's a privilege and an honor for us to host you here. Dinner is served. Please request everyone, in case somebody wants to interact with Dr. Ravi Rao for a little while, you're most welcome to do so. I don't know how hungry he is. Yeah, any questions, please? I think there's anything. Oh, yeah, sir, please. Is there a mic? Can we get a question?
I'll ask so that anyway. No, something that has bothered me. Sir, I had read many years ago that the shape of a country can influence the flow of history of that country.
Yeah, it's a very interesting question.
I'll tell you, the context was Sri Lanka. And I have read that the shape of Sri Lanka will imply that the country is always going to be in strife. And unfortunately, the name is teardrop in the ocean.
Yeah. See, if you see most of the, I think that's again a question which you're asking, which you will have a solution very soon. If you see any city, which is a developing city, in town planning, in making cities, how the cities survive, east, west, north, and south. We have four major directions and intermediate directions. So one thing is, eastern side is always weaker side. West and south is always stronger side. If you are aware of Bombay, South Bombay is strong. Delhi, east is weak, west is strong. East Germany, west Germany. You take any city. Hyderabad, you can take the same way.
May I give some humor? In Chennai, we can't do a damn about the east.
So, in one of in these chapters, you'll find terrain. So, this Hyderabad city is full of rocks. So, there is a way of construction here. In Gujarat, we have only sand soil. In other areas, it is different soil. Soil makes how structurally you will always see, but if the terrain is managed very well, it will really help you. So one is about the shape. Shape is all the rivers. River beds are the ones who decide the cities and their topographies, water bodies. So coming to one more step, where your role is there. He asked me, Vaastu direction is directly like this, I'll be able to do the house because it is straight away. But who gives birth to a plot? How did the plot arrive? If you road. If this is these are fantastic, you already read fantastic. They are good students, sir. So a plot is there, you call it as a plot. It's सिर्फ मैदान है. If you cut road like this becomes north, this becomes south. So road gives birth to south and north. One more road comes, it becomes northwest block, southeast block, northeast block, southwest block. So it is a road which gives birth to a plot. So as an architect, whenever you do any development, any layout, any town plan, the moment you get a plot, first try to give birth to a good plot. The good plots will definitely give longevity to the building for a long time, and they will be happier. Yes, then you know very well how to, we can't get rid of how to alter it. By landscaping, by giving adjustments. All these things are happening presently. In 90s I started. 90 to 95 people said Vaastu is bad. Now 2500, you bring your own Vaastu consultant. Now they are saying that yes, we provide Vaastu based consulting. So client has an option to take Vaastu or not to take option. What if an architect has an option himself? Nobody can deviate. It's one subject. We have to deal with work. Like if you are making a building, you have 33 compliances. Environmental clearance, every clearance is there. Similarly, Vaastu is also compliant. That is all. Anything else? Please, madam, ask me.
So, hello, I'm Veni Madhavi, Vedic ecologist. So, I have two doubts, sir. So, Vaastu is a very ancient subject, so as you said in the Mahabharata times and all this. So, those days it is all the independent houses or the Manduva houses in the ancient time. So, how does it apply to the apartment culture today? And usually the first ones to get sold out is the east facing house, where in the east facing we see the wall of the opposite flat. How does it apply, and we don't see the sign on it?
This question develops a lot of builders because longevity of the house, earlier houses used to be made by one family for the whole joint family. Now the families have become nucleus families because of this and they moved away. In little earlier days, they used to, because of the cost saving factor, they would mirror the staircase, they would mirror the kitchen, they would mirror the utilities. The houses were mirrored. So somebody has a kitchen on the south, somebody has southwest, like that. But thanks to the modern pressure of Vaastu followers and Vaastu customers, in Hyderabad, and I could see the houses are perfectly, whatever apartment they do, more than a particular range of, they are doing kitchens in perfect southeast. You will see recent schemes, I have not seen any recent scheme last 3 years. Every apartment which is over some 2.5 crores and above, they have Vaastu friendly homes. At least kitchen they make sure it is in southeast. They give other things northwest, master bedroom southwest. You started seeing this trend following. Coming to your question, yes, when there was no cash factor in ancient times, everything was barter. The kitchens and bathrooms were away from the home. When modern world, when we have the cash system inside, everything they also came along with us. And they come with a package. And now the most money is spent is on bathrooms and kitchens. You see the cost there. People compare, uska kitchen kitna hai, mere kitchen kitna hai cost. Somebody says I spent 1 crore rupees, somebody says generally the kitchen mangaya. So all things are coming. So I think the world is changing at a great speed. I am fortunate to do this Vaastu advice to people from Saudi Arabia, UAE, French, Portuguese. They also they come here to learn music, they come here to learn yoga, Now they're coming to learn this subject also. So it is spreading across the globe. Who doesn't want peace of mind in life? Tell me. One family. I'm not saying only Vaastu will give you. Give a chance to Vaastu. Probably it can answer many of your questions, which you otherwise would have said that I'm bad luck. But bad luck factor will go. That is the big thing. Last question. Yes.
Myself, member Bar Council of Telangana. I am raising only two questions, general. In one issue, one insolvent person, he has so many properties and is trying to sell his property. Tomorrow, one a good person going to buy that property. Whether it will be good to him, insolvent property, due to some financial loss or something, he is going to sell out that property. If another person is going to take that property, it will be good to him or not?
Yeah, I would like to answer the question. First of all, the property should be seen, not hypothetical. Secondly, what happens is, nature sets a perfect trap for people. We must understand that. Nature only sets the trap. So long as you are successful, you never ask a question like, why am I so successful? You think you are brilliant, you are academically strong, you are financial, everything is strong. But the same person, when he dips down, or one company goes down, he immediately says, my stocks are bad, this property is bad, this car is bad. Then they start blaming also. Ever since you came in my life, all the fights are already there. Operate TV over many things. So, every property has cyclic in nature. Like life is a cycle, the property has a cycle. Depends on what number of mistakes, number of days stayed inside, how you when you take it, it sets a trap. That is why people who, when they say south is bad, south, the road dead ends roads are very bad, this is what people have experienced because they communicate, they won't give chance sometimes. And some people get into that because I'm not saying property, nature, land is fantastic. It is man who manifests something out of it. A space becomes a place with a dwelling. That is where possibility of mistake can happen. When you rectify, you can always, at least you have one chance having known that this property is damaging me. You have a way to escape. That itself is a message for you. Nature doesn't give a visiting card and coming to Vaastu is bad. It gives you a feeling. You spend time with them, you understand this is what is the issue. If you don't get sleep, probably you see a doctor. Suddenly, I have seen everything. I don't want to reveal anything, but there are so many challenges people have when they approach me. I'm always scared to open the email box to see what mail is going to come and how they will do it. Yes, two things I have. Hard work and sincerity I have. Then God will guide you. God will use me as a medium to focus some light on somebody and it happens. So the full credit goes to their efforts and God's and Guru's grace. Thank you so much. Let us have nice dinner. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Thanks very much for being part of the event for the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Ravi Rao is available in case you want to interact with him, or probably personally asking some questions on who's going to form the next government. So I think you can surely talk to him in private. Ravi, would you be answering in private questions on who's going to win the next elections? No, okay. So that's a no question. But dinner is served, ladies and gentlemen. Please, enjoy your dinner. And Ravi Rao is anyway there with us. Any questions? You can always write and give it to us. We'll collect all those papers and send it to Ravi for questions and answers. Thank you very much.
स्क्रीन पक्का मीटिंग चले तो नो सुबह नीको ఇప్పుడు పోతుంది వచ్చి ठीक 11కి స్టార్ట్ అవుతారా రైట్ బంద్ కర్ 11కి స్టార్ట్ అవుతారా మళ్ళీ పోయినప్పుడు లేట్ అయిపోతుంది చూడు. తినేసి వెళ్ళిపోరా. ఇప్పుడు నేను కాంటాక్ట్ నెంబర్ అన్నీ పంపిస్తాను. ఓకే 10:24 స్లైడ్ చేంజర్. हेलो सर, बंद कर दे रहा हूँ.